In this video, I'm going to give you several tips that will help you prepare your lawn for winter so that it will pop back up quickly in the spring. So number one, you want to lower the height of your grass. I generally keep my grass at home, which is perennial ryegrass, at about 3 inches in the fall. I will cut that down to 2 inches before winter, but I don't cut it all down at one time. I'll cut it 3 inches, next cut several days later, I'll cut it to 2.5 inches, and a few days after that, I'll cut it down to 2. From that point forward, I'm keeping it at 2 inches. I do this for a couple reasons. One, I want to prevent that grass from being matted down and then possibility of snow mold in the springtime. Also, it'll give a clear sight line for the sun to hit the soil and potentially warm that soil sooner come spring. Next, you got to do something about those leaves on your lawn. Whether you mulch them, you bag them and get rid of them, or compost them, you need to do something. If you leave them as they fall off the tree, they can lead to snow mold come the spring, or multiple layers of them can prevent grass from growing. So you need to do something about them. For me personally, I'm mulching the leaves on my property and for my clients as well. Of course, there's going to be some situations where I do need to remove some of those leaves, and in those cases, I'll run over them with my mower with a bag attachment on, and then I'll bag those and get rid of them. The reason why I mulch leaves is, one, they break down relatively quickly. They're going to feed my lawn. Enzymes and earthworms are going to break them down, and as I said, feed the lawn. Number two, those small pieces of mulch leaves are going to fill tiny gaps in my soil and help to prevent weeds. There's multiple university studies that have shown that mulch leaves do prevent new weed germination. In addition to that, there are studies that say after 3 years of mulching leaves, you can see as much as 100% reduction in new weed growth. So you can see there's definitely some value in mulching and leaving those leaves. Next, treat your weeds. The fall is actually not a bad time to treat for weeds. There are studies that have shown that an application of a herbicide after the first frost, but while that weed is still alive, it's unaffected by the frost, can have an increased effectiveness on that herbicide application. Next, apply a winterizing fertilizer. The idea here is to get extra nitrogen down into the root of the plant before it goes dormant for the winter. A study done about 50 years back showed the effectiveness of a late fall application of nitrogen. This is a quick release nitrogen, can cause that grass to pop up quickly in the spring. The idea is that the nitrogen is applied to the soil. The root takes that nitrogen in, stores it, and when the spring comes along, it uses it to give its quick burst of growth. A more recent study, however, confirmed the fact that if you apply a late application of nitrogen, but 1 pound per 1,000 square feet, if you apply that in the late fall, that your grass will in fact pop up. That study also found that if you put incremental amounts of nitrogen throughout the fall, it has a greater impact come spring. So this is smaller, maybe a third of a pound per 1,000 square feet, 3 or 4 times throughout the fall, and then finishing with a final fertilization of that similar amount will have a greater impact on the growth. If you've been doing incremental application of nitrogen throughout the fall, that's great. If you haven't, you can put down that 1 pound of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet, and remember that needs to be a quick release nitrogen. And that's it. I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. If you have any questions, any comments, put them in the comments section below. Also, you do anything different to your lawn, put it in the comments sections below, and myself and other viewers of this video will have the benefit of your experiences.